I'm a slippery snake. So slippery.
So I
Limit
get
this.
to eat a slice of cake almost every day this week at work. I'm so
Oh,
excited about it.
fatty.
Well, it's my birthday
Fatty.
cake.
Fatty.
I'm excited about it.
What happened to your night, bitch?
It went down out the window a long time ago.
Um,
Actually, no, I'm still on a diet. Thank you very
oh,
much. My calorie intake
seafood
is
diet?
no, like my
After
lunch
your birthday cake.
after my birthday
Oh,
cake. So if you take my breakfast is usually around 400 calories, sometimes less than
Jesus.
that.
That's
It's
a huge.
it's really not. It's got a lot of fiber and a lot of almond milk and
Protein.
it's protein. It's really good for me. And then
You shit well, huh?
yeah, I need it.
Toss it.
So then my lunch is
She's
under
regular.
my lunch is around 380 calories.
Okay.
I drink nothing but water and coffee. I have coffee. Coffee is my
I ate
you know how
terrible
you have
today.
sweet tea? Coffee is my
Your
to go.
vice.
Yeah. Coffee is
Hmm.
my vice. I need that for work. Anyway, so and then for dinner I had a shrimp. It was kind of like a shrimp Mexican thing. I don't know. It's some kind of stir fry thing. And Ryan said it was like under 700 calories. So if
Fajitas,
you,
probably.
it's really good.
If you eat shit like fajitas without the tortilla, it's
Yeah.
really low
I
calorie.
didn't have any tortilla. It was, well, you guys saw me eating it with a fork. I was just sitting,
I wasn't.
but yeah, it had like feta cheese on it. So it's light and, it's really, really healthy. The only unhealthy thing I had today was a thin slice of cake. And I just got the cake because Ryan
Fatty.
got me a cake for my
Oh,
birthday.
I was a fatty today. I eat terrible.
What did you eat?
I had Popeye's chicken. It's the shiznit.
Oh my God, I miss Popeyes.
That's all you've had?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I had
Sauteed.
I had a keto blueberry bagel with wild berry cream cheese,
Oh my God.
and
That sounds
then
delicious.
with a cup of coffee on my way to work. And then at lunchtime, I had a small little snack size of Nutter Butter cookies, and I had Almond Joy. I had a Coke Zero. That's what I had for lunch. And then for dinner,
All
I
sugar.
yeah,
Pretty
all
much.
sugar. And it was the sugar from the candy cookies.
Yeah.
Should
That's
say
what you
cookies.
needed, though, to get through the rest of the day.
Gosh. And then when I come home, Jenna made us hamburgers. I had two hamburgers.
Dang, girl.
I did. I had two hamburgers with mayonnaise, avocado, which you're supposed to substitute the mayonnaise with the avocado, but I had that shit with it. Tomato and onion, no cheese. Yeah. So, and I had the Mrs. What is it? Miss Vicky's sea salt
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are
baked
so
chicken.
good.
Vickies. I
Baked
love
chicken.
those Vickies.
I like
So
her
that's
jalapenos.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I was just saying. The jalapeno pickles.
Yeah, I usually do that, but I sweat so much today and didn't have enough sugar in me, so I guess I needed the salt.
Yeah,
Well, you
probably.
do
That's my
manual labor,
excuse.
so it's okay to do all that extra stuff that you
Gosh. Not when
I
you're trying to lose weight. It's not.
so here I am at my desk working, and by the way, what I do for a living is I'm a freight broker. If people don't know what that is, I negotiate rates between customers and tractor trailers drivers moving freight across the United States.
Oh, boring.
Shut up. Anyway, so I'm sitting at my desk and I pull out my slice of cake and it's dark chocolate with like cherry like glazed filling inside of it and it's fucking delicious. And so I pull it out and I got my little plastic fork and I'm like, hell yeah. I just got through eating my cowboy caviar, which is like only 400, like less than 400 calories. It's so
That sounds
healthy.
disgusting.
caviar. It's really not. It's really good. Anyway,
Cowboy caviar. Sounds like a dude took a dump on a sandwich and gave it to you with cracker.
it's really not. It's a
Say,
vegetarian
howdy there,
dish.
miss. Hands it to you.
It sounds like it's catfish eggs instead of
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not. Hold on a minute. I'll show you what it
I like
is.
how I think the guy shitting on a cracker is not as gross as catfish egg.
Oh my god. You guys are killing me.
It's supposed to be fishy, and the cowboys, the hillbilly cowboys, should I say, that's what they fish for is catfish.
That cowboy caviar.
That cowboy caviar is good. Just so you know.
That's like talking about mountain oysters.
I for the longest time, I didn't know what that was until I got much older.
Well, why don't you tell us, Melissa, what a mountain oyster is? Delicious.
Ugh.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's gross. Okay.
Have I eaten it? No. Will I eat it? No.
So this is the recipe.
I've eaten it.
To cowboy caviar.
You probably have since you've eat all that other weird stuff.
Listen, Johnny dared me, and I had to do it. Because he double dog dared me. It was cooked. I didn't eat it raw.
I would hope so.
Here you go. It's actually
raw
less than
dog
that.
it.
It's less
Oh,
than 300 calories.
Okay, shush, Cynthia. I'll read it because you suck. Stop moving it. Pearl couscous, kosher salt, clove garlic, vegetable oil, fresh lemon juice, chili powder, bell pepper seeds, and rib removed, finely chopped. 4 scallions, can of black beans, rinsed and drained, whole kernel sweet corn, rinsed, cherry tomatoes, fresh cilantro, and pickled jalapenos, finely chopped. Well, it still sounds disgusting.
It's really not. You dice everything, you put it on a bowl, you make a spicy dressing, and you mix it all in there, and then you heat it up in your bowl. It's
Pearl couscous.
Do you know?
So you're eating soup?
Is?
It's like a soup, like a dressing. You're just eating.
No.
It sounds like a salad. Is what it sounds like. It's like you got couscous. Let's see, bell peppers, sliced bell peppers. Fuck, would you put that back? I was looking at that.
There.
All right, so you got couscous, sliced bell pepper. I swear to God, I've closed it again. White beans, cherry tomatoes, and jalapenos. Yeah, it's just
It's
like a
It
it's
sounds
like
like
a noodle salad almost.
It's kind of sound like a pasta salad without the pasta.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's like a couscous salad.
Oh my god. Guys, seriously. It's not as bad as you think. Hold on a
No,
minute.
I'm sure it's
I
delicious
just want
if
to
you're
know.
an idiot.
I just want to know who thought of that. Who thought of mixing all that up like that?
Probably somebody was looking around that didn't have any other food to eat, and they're like, "Well, we
And,
got in
and,
the pantry," and just
and like
threw it all
she
together.
said, and like she said, it's a vegetarian kind of thing too.
It is a
so.
vegetarian thing, and it's healthy. That's the reason why. Here, that's what it looks like.
Oh,
Couscous.
It
That wasn't
is.
that
that
couscous.
would be good with some tortilla chips, man.
It's
Yeah, but
really
see
good.
now, look, this has got pieces of avocado in it.
Yep.
Your shit, that other recipe didn't have any
No, I
avocado.
didn't have avocado in it.
And if I ain't mistaken, that's also got black bean, or I'm
Got
sorry,
corn.
it's got
Yes,
mother.
it has black
Yeah, the other
beans
one
and it
has
has
corn.
corn.
Did you know corn has
It's
sugar
got
in
black
it?
beans, but it has black eyed peas in it too. See right there? That's a black eyed pea right there.
Let me
Right
see
there.
if I can. Actually, I think this is it.
So this ain't it.
It.
This ain't it. Where's the couscous? I don't even see. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it now. There's couscous.
Who
It's such a
named who
weirdo.
who gave it that name is what I want to know.
I don't know. Someone did.
Where's couscous come from? I'm gonna look this shit up. All right, let's see. Couscous. Origin. Where in the world is couscous is believed to have originated in North Africa, also known as Maghreb.
Okay, so this is an actual picture from the
Maghreb.
recipe. I had to look for it because there. That's the actual recipe picture.
Okay, that looks more like what you were talking about. Because, yeah, little couscous is not that the little couscous
It's
is.
really good.
It looks grainy.
It's
But yeah, I can
really
see how
not
someone would call
grainy.
that
Couscous is like the equivalent of like me.
rice.
Yeah, like rice.
It's very similar
but
to
it's
rice
not,
in
like,
texture.
it's soft. So it's really good with the beans and all that stuff. And I put it a little bit.
How do you eat your rice typically, bitch? Do you eat it hard?
You said grainy. It's not grainy. But anyways, that's what it looks like. And it's really good. So I stick it in the microwave, warm it up for a little bit, and it's just
You know what I say?
What?
What's the movie? Elf.
Get you a cup of syrup. Spread you some syrup on top of there.
Or,
so I eat
or
healthy. It's just
see-
I can't lose weight because my thyroid hates me.
hot sauce.
No, honey, that's an excuse. You need to get off your fat ass and start walking.
I am. I'm walking.
I mean, look at me. I'm fat.
Mhm.
And I ain't got no thyroid. So what's your excuse?
I'm walking.
Bitch?
It's just I'm not walking enough. Apparently.
No. If you live a sedentary life, yeah, you're gonna get fat. It doesn't matter. You pretty much have to starve yourself.
Yeah. What kills me is that here I am, like not losing weight like Ryan is. Ryan over here has lost like almost 40 pounds.
You know, they were looking at, there was a study, I'll have to find it, but not right now because I don't want to. But there was a study that they did on testosterone levels and weight loss, and that yeah, men really do have an easier time losing weight because of testosterone. And so they were doing this other study. Huh?
So if we took testosterone, we just have to worry about all the hair growth.
Yeah, and our voice changing.
Really
Yeah. Yeah. Like, hey guys, at least I got slim.
Yeah, I got slim.
My pedo
My
stash.
hair would definitely fall out. I got a mustache, a beard, no hair, but by God, lots of weight.
Oh gosh, that would be
Just
so
call me
bad.
Gene.
June.
Just chop the A off. But yeah, they did a correlation between testosterone and weight loss and how fast your metabolism is based upon your levels of testosterone. And this is the reason why women who have PCOS tend to also gain weight because they usually have lower levels of estrogen, so their bodies aren't correctly balanced as far as their hormones go, so therefore have lower metabolisms.
Yeah, the longest
Cool.
time I had my hormones checked, and the longest time they like your testosterone's great, and then your estrogen is great, but your progesterone is it's almost non-existent. You need to take some medicine.
You know what kills me is I've been trying, as old as I am, trying to get my hormones and stuff checked, and all of them tells me I don't need it checked. They says you have a period, you're fine. You're not menopausal. You're not premenopausal, and I'm like, I'm 50 years old. I'm pretty sure I'm having something because of the way I feel. You know,
Like even at like your female
gynecologist.
Yeah, your gynecologist would do it.
Yeah, it's what she told me. She goes, "You're fine. You don't need it checked."
You might have to go see an endocrinologist in order to get it done, because I know
Yeah.
my endocrinologist automatically checks it. But
My family
yeah.
doctor checked mine. I just told him, I'm like, hey, do you mind checking this for me? He just did it.
Still, they got to know which things to check for because a lot of them don't even know. That's
Well,
what I've been told.
that's another thing, though. I mean, like as far as like health and science go, women's bodies have been completely under researched for so long. And it's so sad because, hell, we're half the freaking population of the earth. You think that they would want to make some money off of us too. We're working now, people. We got jobs. We vote.
It's very perplexed. There are a lot
Yeah,
of
especially since women live such a long time compared to men. You would think that they would want to research us on health and stuff, and maybe that's the reason why we haven't been researched as much as men, is because we do tend to live longer than them. So maybe they just thought, well, they're alive, they're good. They don't need extra lives, so
Well, they're starting to, though, which is great.
yes, they're starting to. So like they don't know why women, go through menopause when they do, what triggers menopause. They just don't know that shit right now. And
Didn't mom go through menopause at a younger age than normal?
yeah, in her 40s, she started going into menopause at her mid to late 40s.
Oh.
So I remember, because trust me, I was there. It was not pretty. She was.
And what was crazy about it, denial.
Well, yeah, because I mean, no one wants to think you're going through
Well,
menopause
and
in
it's not
40.
just that, it's recognizing that's what it is. A lot of women
Yeah.
don't know when they're having certain symptoms that that's what it is. Like being
Yes.
super, super tired or the sweating at night.
Or day.
A lot of people don't realize that it is. You'd be amazed. And the mood swings, not even realize. A lot of people don't know they're being a bitch or, they're.
It's worse than PMS. At least it was for Ma.
Yeah.
Like, she would just go off for no reason. And the good thing was that, this was back in my teenage years, is that she wouldn't even necessarily point it at me, her aggression or whatever you want to call it. But I would just be like, are you okay? Yeah, you're all right. Here's a Snickers. You get angry when you're menopausal.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, Mom, let's go to the front porch and have a cigarette. She's like, all right. Go down.
Well, this medicine, they did my dose, like made it like a lot more I have to take now. And it's made me feel like I'm going through menopause. I swear I'm moody and
what, progesterone or whatever?
No, it's my thyroid medicine. They upped the dose on
really?
it, and I read the side effects on it, and it's like, so mood swings, having insomnia, breast tenderness, you name it. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, good God. Like, first it was the boobs, right? And then I was like, I'm going to start my period any day now. And then I was like, well, no, wait. And I looked at my calendar and I'm like, this is way early. I better not start early. And then
yeah, but you've just started, honey. It can take up to like 2 years before you normalize.
Right. And but I called my doctor. I was like, so is this normal? Like these, because 1 minute I'm like completely normal, and the next minute I'm over here crying watching America's Got Talent. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, why am I crying?
I'm so glad we don't live with each other anymore. I'd kill you. But anyway, what kind are you taking?
I
like,
don't
what
remember.
Is it levothyroxine?
Yeah,
or...
I think that's what it is. It starts with an L. It starts with an L.
Okay, so you might want to talk to your endocrinologist or your doctor, whoever's prescribing it to you, and ask them to put you on Synthroid to see if that's better, because levothyroxine and Synthroid do have some small chemical differences, and some people handle one better than the other. So it's, just try it out.
It's getting better. It's just right at the beginning of taking the higher dose, I started having all these like extra symptoms. I'm like, ugh,
I find that so bizarre because I mean, I literally went from 700 micrograms to 250 micrograms post and pre-surgery. So once the
Did
thyroid
you
was removed.
did you know that your hormones can cause you to have like the OCD episodes?
Yes, absolutely. hmm
Yep.
Yeah, I do know that. Which is the reason why I think a lot of it had to do with postnatal
Mm-hmm.
depressions and just that, massive dump of different hormones that were happening to me at the time. Plus, just
It messes
whatever.
with your
It
head,
really
man.
does. It
Yeah.
really does. And I think the amount of help for women after having a child is so lacking. Like there should be, I don't know, like there should be some kind of help mentally for women post having a child, because there's so many women who go through
just
postnatal.
just have the availability for it. Some women don't need it,
But
but
some
There
women aren't going to go
is, well,
anyway because you're not
I
going to
mean,
know, you know?
there there is. I mean, it's just being able to ask for it. Don't feel a lot of women, I think, feel like,
They're a failure if they ask.
yeah, if
Yeah.
they admit that they're having those issues or those thoughts,
Mhm.
I think, because I mean, there's therapy. There's plenty of family therapists out there that would love to do that,
Yeah.
But I just think a lot of it has to do with that stigma is that you're a
well,
failure and
it's
they don't
not
want to be
And
labeled as
it's the
that.
it's
same
not
thing
just
with
that
breastfeeding. A
though.
lot of women nowadays, they feel it, as though if they do not breastfeed or if they cannot breastfeed, they can't talk about it openly because they'll be ashamed. Because everybody's like, oh, natural breast. Listen, I couldn't breastfeed. I couldn't because I was in the hospital for a month after my child was born.
Mhm.
So, and my son was not there. He was at home. I was in the hospital. So there are circumstances where a lot of women just can't breastfeed. And
Yeah.
that shouldn't be something that people are
Mhm.
ashamed of talking about. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I
is it better to breastfeed? Sure.
I think
But is it going to make you a bad mother if you can't? No.
no. I think though I if I think it should be something that should be given as a free thing to mothers, at least some kind of counseling, like so many free visits or whatever, because there's some women out there that don't have the insurance to get that
Well,
done. And I think
that's what
that's
I'm saying. I
sad.
think most obstetricians should have an in-house therapist. It just should be part of that,
The
going through
whole
your obstetrician
therapy,
and
the whole therapy thing, to me, mentally, whether it be the mom stuff, whether it be marriage, whether it be whatever, is getting better.
Yeah.
It is getting better. But it still has to have a lot of work done to it, and it's a lot to do with the insurance companies not wanting to pay for it
Hmm.
or not having insurance coverage.
sure. I understand that. I mean, I understand that on a more probably deeper level than a lot of people think, but I mean, I guess it's because in my situation, I don't know if I would have became or had my onset of OCD had I had been able to identify what
Your
I was going through, and that what I was experiencing was postnatal depression. If I had known that, and if I would have had someone to talk to that could have had identified that and got me treatment before the onset, I'm not sure if I would have ever gone through it.
Yeah.
right.
But
Some
once
people
you get it, though, once your brain gets rewired into that, it's hard to go back.
it
And
I think it would be easier if they had, like, say, a care package that, like, when a woman gives birth, they can give her like, oh, this is your care package to take home, and in that care package, this is like, hey, this is an anonymous person you can talk to whenever you just need to let stuff out, and it doesn't cost you anything. Call this number. Kind of like, and I hate to say this, but this sounds,
Don't say the
I'm
word,
not,
the S
but
word.
there is free lines that you can call when you need to talk to someone, but why can't they have it for other options too, and in certain situations.
I think for the most part, because of millennials and the newer generations, whatever, a lot of people are talking more about therapy than they ever have, especially when we were kids. That shit
Well,
was not even a thing. Um, like,
put some dirt on it. Go on.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gen X, we learn to have to deal with our emotions on a much different level than some of the younger generations now. Whether that's good or bad, who knows? But I mean, for the most part, I would say that for us, a Gen Xer, it's been good that we know how to deal with our emotions to a certain extent. But at the same time, the drawback to that was never knowing when to ask for help because we were taught just deal with it on our own.
Mm-hmm.
When then you've got the newer generations who can't deal with their own emotions. They don't know how to. They've never been taught to. So they find themselves in almost this crisis all the time. Like, I'm literally shaking, over the most mundane shit. So
Not all of them.
for us,
Just
it's
some.
like, why are you freaking out over this? It's like a yin and yang. You have to find that perfect balance, and that's really hard. And I think if the new versus the old talk to each other and be really honest about it, we can figure out some cool
Isn't it
things.
weird
And
how it happened?
what?
Don't you think it's weird how that happened? How it transitioned to kids being that way compared to way we
I
were?
but I could kind of see it because we know what it was like growing up. We were pretty much onto our own devices. We had to pretty much raise ourselves. And so we're thinking in our head, right? When I have a kid, I'm going to be the mom that's there. I'm going to be the mom that's, blah, 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 blah. And you just do it too much, right? So now your kid, that kid grows up. They don't know shit because you've done it all for them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, because you wanted to be the mom that was there and was always,
Not like
super
not like
supportive and all this
mom.
other shit.
If you're listening to this, not like you weren't there.
No,
Okay.
that was just the generation. Ask
Mom
anybody.
Mom had no help.
Yeah.
That was the
Ask
problem.
anybody that is a Gen Xer, and they'll tell you that's pretty much how everybody was raised in that time.
Yeah.
And same goes for these younger generations. Our children, they're raised in where they've got helicopter moms and shit. I was a helicopter
I'm not.
mom, and I had to learn not to be. So that's where that
What was
leak,
that?
that span code from. Shut up, Cynthia.
No, Melissa,
was
that face she made.
because she knows.
No, I mean, yes and no. I was never a helicopter mom, though. I can tell you that.
But guarantee you were in that mindset that you wanted to be there.
Oh,
You wanted to,
sure.
you
For
wanted
sure.
to be super supportive and all this other stuff.
And I
Yeah.
still am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you've got the kids from that, right? They're going to be the same way, except for even worse.
Maybe, hopefully, well, maybe not, because, like, my kids, for one, Jenna says she's never having children. Jason did that for her. He
That's up to her.
he says right up front, and he does, and as small as they are, he makes them mind. He makes them mind, and that's
Well,
thank God. That's big.
so there's Generation X, then there's the millennials, then there's Generation
uh,
Z. Is it
Z.
Z?
Z or something like
And
that.
then it goes
Yeah.
to Alpha. I'm a millennial.
And
Yeah.
Generation
I think I
Alpha.
am.
Brennan's Generation Alpha. And so is your son.
Yes.
So B is your Generation Alpha, and so is your son. C. And and then like our our older kids are millennials, and I think we've got maybe one or two that's
I'm
Gen
like an
Z.
original millennial. I think that's what I am.
You're right, yeah, you're
I'm
the
gonna
original millennial.
say 3 of ours are Gen Zs.
Yeah, I think we got two or three Gen Zs and a bunch of
Like
millennials.
Jason is a millennial. Yeah, and
And so
then
is
Tyler
T-Bone is
and
millennial, and Kim
yeah,
is
like
millennial.
Stephanie's children, and then but in
Debbie's
Debbie's is
2,
all
and then
Z's,
mine.
and yours
Yeah,
is
we've got 3 Zs and 2
3.
alphas. 2
2
alphas.
alphas. That's right.
2 alphas.
No,
Yeah,
you get more than 2. What's the new ones then?
alphas.
So there is the
Mm-hmm.
twins. There is Allison's kid.
No, I swear they're going to be called something else. It's going to be Beta.
I'm gonna call
Or
him a
maybe
floppy disk.
maybe alpha, and then maybe something else that's Greek means.
You know,
but
they're not Cap.
Oh.
I learned that
I think
recently.
you used that
I don't
wrong.
know.
Oh my god, see,
What
that
is
was
it?
terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
It's too funny.
But in my experience with talking and hanging out with a lot of the Gen Alphas, they are different.
Very.
They
Oh, Lord, yeah.
are
They are.
they're self-disciplined to the hell and back. But the cool thing is to me is that they're almost that mix. They're almost that mix in Gen X and millennial, where they understand that being friendly and being a part of the community is important, but at the same time they understand personal responsibility and, having that personal drive. I don't know how to best explain it, but at least in my opinion.
Well, I think
A lot of it depends on what kids are
taught.
what they're
Well,
taught
I'll
and
give you
what
the
they have
example.
and what they have access to. I mean, this is well, it's been, but it's more so now, uh, the world of technology. So, that is a big, big, big major part in all of it.
Okay, so Alpha is different in technology
Oh yeah,
compared
that's what I'm
to
saying. That's what I mean. More so now than
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
No, I mean as far as how they use technology is, I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Compared to millennials and Gen Zs, where Gen Zs, especially Gen Zs, were finding that, it was too much. Like their lives were way too much invested into technology, that they were finding themselves, revenge porn, all this other stuff was getting on there. Kids were committing suicide and stuff like that through Gen Z because of all this mess. Whereas Gen Alpha is being taught from the very beginning, these are the things you don't do, these are the things you stay away from.
Trial and
And
error.
yeah, and technology is getting better to the point where it's able to kind of like separate that, kind of like, buying smokes in the, the 1800s is easier for a kid compared to now, does that make sense?
It's interesting when I have conversations with my son and I'm like talking about, I don't know, I'll give you an example. Chat GBT. I brought him to work with me one day and my boss is like, all right, where's my report? Just messing with my son. And Cyrus, he goes, oh, okay, all right. You want a report? Okay. And he's like, watch this. Here's your report. And he goes, and you gotta understand, my boss, I love him to death. He's like in his late 50s.
He may be listening to this.
Anyway, he looks at it and he goes, did you just use an AI to make my report for me? He's like, no, no. He said, you didn't tell me the means to make this report. You just asked me to get you one. He said, pay up, pay up. No, this is my son. You know, he's always messing with people like, you got $20? You want to give me $20? Or one day he got this one guy coffee twice, and he's like, when are you gonna pay me? I'm not working for free. And you know, he turns around, Josh, I know you're listening, turns around and gives him money. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to give my son money. Josh is just a coworker. Like, he's over here hustling money, you know. Yeah. And
yeah, it's kind of like,
let me give you an example of the difference. So, when we were kids, when we were in school, if a kid was walking along, let's say when the bell rang, everybody's kind of out chit-chatting with each other and stuff like that. And if a kid walked along, it didn't matter if it was a popular kid, nerd kid, didn't matter. If that kid tripped and fell, what would happen?
we'd
we'd laugh.
Exactly. You would laugh.
I would
You would
laugh.
You would laugh, and some of you would go and help. But there are always people that would laugh. They would laugh as they're fucking helping.
I was laughing and helping.
Yeah. But these days, when my son is in school, if that happens, everybody's super concerned. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Everybody runs to help. No one's laughing.
Not my kid. My kid's sitting there like me,
they're
laughing
dead
his ass off. And then...
No, and not even that.
No, mine's a helping, but he's laughing. He's just like me. I swear he's like my mini-me. And it's scary.
Not at this school. In this school, if that happens, literally everybody is super worried. Everybody runs up like, are you okay? Do you need help? And you got two people helping them up, two people gathering up this other thing, and like, hey man, are you all right?
You know, they help each other. Like, but Cyrus,
it's so like, bizarre to me. It's so bizarre.
It's funny. Cyrus.
Because I would have been the kid who ran up to the person who tripped and fell and was like, teabagging them and laughing. I was that asshole. That was me. I'd be like, hey.
I can't believe you see
kids are different, and kids are different and more nerdy now, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like,
more nerdy, for sure. And one of my good friend's kid, she was in the pick-up line to pick him up, and he's standing against the brick wall with his friends, and he walks off to tell them bye, and they all give the spot. Yeah.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah. That everyone sort of looked at each other like this, and I'm like, that's
serious business.
Yeah.
It
just makes me think of the movie Revenge of the Nerds or something. They're just
they are more smart. I hate to say, well,
oh yeah,
like
nerdy.
Very.
Oh, honey, being a nerd right now is a badge of honor. I don't know what you're talking about. It's no longer the outcast when you're a nerd. As a matter of fact, you want to be the nerd nowadays. So,
and if you're a nerd and a jock, it's even better.
Whoa.
See, my kid.
And that's another thing is that because of everybody wants to be the nerd, it's okay to be a jockey nerd. It's okay. Whereas before, you remember back when we were kids, if you were a nerd, they would make fun of you. Yeah. So you couldn't be a nerd even if you wanted to be.
I was friends with both.
I was around the popular.
You were on the dance team. Shut the hell up, Miss Gorgeous. Yes, you was.
No, I was not. I was not allowed.
Whatever.
I wanted to, but I wasn't allowed.
I wasn't allowed to be on anything either. So
I wanted to.
I did play softball 1 year. I got to play softball 1 year, and I had to quit because I couldn't do the whole travel thing. So,
yeah, same here. Was the reason why I couldn't begin choir. Because,
the travel.
The travel and paying for outfits.
I got to be in choir. Yep. That was like the
Shut up, Cynthia. No one cares about you.
And I got to be in drama.
That's because you were the last one and they could afford it at that time.
Fuck up.
Well,
So,
I was
but
so I didn't get to do.
Mom,
We didn't get to do any of that.
none of us got to do it except for you, bitch. Okay, so shut up.
I wanted to be in a sport, but I wasn't allowed
Oh no!
because my eyes.
Oh no! You wanted to be in it.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to be
What
in a
did you
sport.
But
want
you
to
could
do?
only be in drama and choir.
It was the only things I
Huh?
could get into.
She couldn't
Because she's
because
blind.
No, I couldn't
Yeah.
be in a sport.
Because she couldn't get hit in the face. Even though I hit her in the face plenty enough.
But that was the excuse I was gave. Then I wasn't allowed to be in a
Yep.
sport. I was thinking I could at least be in tennis. So I borrowed Melissa's tennis racket, thinking I could be in tennis. And when they found out, oh, this is after school practice 3 days a week, I was like, no, you're not allowed to be in it. And I was like, okay, well, this sucks,
Oh well.
but it's okay. The joys of being the baby.
Well, I mean, you still kind of got the raw end of the deal if you think about it, because that whole after school. That's the reason why our kids get to do the things that they get to do, because we made sure, because we didn't get to do it, that
Mhm.
they get to.
Man, I plead to my son. I'm like, just pick something. I don't care. Do you want to
Yeah.
learn? Do you want to learn how to ice skate? Do you want to be a freaking gymnast? I don't care what the hell
I
it is.
threatened
Pick
mine.
something.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to do curling? Let me show you curling. It looks awesome. It's an
Yeah.
Olympic sport, and it's the most chill Olympic sport
Well-
ever. You know how to use a broom, child? Use broom. You can be a
I
curler.
wanted him to be in
In
track
Olympics.
because my kid, he can run, and I was thinking, just do track. You don't really have to talk to anyone. I'm like, just be in track, and he's like, no. And then I was like, well, I'm telling you what, you have before the end of 3 weeks, because he only had a certain amount of time to pick a club or whatever. I'm like, you have to pick a club. I'm like, if you don't pick a club, I'm picking one for you, and you're going to do it anyway.
That's the thing I think that needs to be mandatory in school. They should have I had said this before when we talked about it. They should have all these different type of clubs, because not every kid is made to do this, or you know what I mean? So there should be all these opportunities, but I do understand.
And it also just depends on the school, because I mean they've got clubs at my son's school. They're not real good clubs. You
Well, I
know?
mean, I'm just saying it's just more to socialize and more
Yes.
to learn something else to do other than just your
Video games.
schoolwork, just your schoolwork and PE.
Well, that was one of the things I was talking to my son about. We were talking about how in middle school and high school, there's no recess. And so you've got class, lunch, right? Class, go home.
Mhm.
You don't have any time at school anymore to chill out with your friends. And I think they need that.
They really do.
They need that socialization. They can't talk in class, you know? And unless they're having a group assignment, they can't, plan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Other than drama, choir, just your typical, clubs, there's so much more out there that they can
Oh,
offer.
yeah.
It's just having that person willing to teach it. That's the thing too. And having the
Yeah.
funds for
And I
it.
think that's where they could bring volunteer parents in, because there's a lot of parents that have like different, for
Skill set.
example, me. For example, me.
Skill
Right?
set.
We got
Mhm.
different, like Cynthia, you. We all have different skill sets that we could teach, and you go through the same background checks and stuff that you normally do for
couldn't do it.
volunteering, which
Mhm.
already exists, right? No, you couldn't, but I'm sure there is a parent who
You
can.
have to have the patience of a saint, and I do not.
I do. I love them. Give me all the
No.
kids.
Mm-mm.
I'm great with
I would-
kids. I may cuss like a sailor on here, but when I'm
You
around the
could-
kids,
you could
man,
you could totally do high school
Oh,
art.
no, I could not.
I love middle school and high school
Like,
kids. I love them.
went
They're
I
great.
was going to college to be an art teacher because I wanted to. And then I got to the point where you had to go and sit in so many hours at schools, and you couldn't go to your own district that you grew up in. So I started doing that. And then I realized, oh my God, I can't do it.
I thought you were stupid. I'm like, why would you do that? You always hated kids. It's like,
Well, I didn't realize I would hate high schoolers as much as I hated little ones. And then I realized they're little bitches too. And I'm like, I cannot.
they're
They're
worse.
worse.
They're
I'm sitting
worse.
here.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I had to hold my tongue. And Gina, do you remember when we lived in West Memphis and I did substitute teaching?
Yes. Mm. I know. I'd be like,
Oh God, there's one day I came this close of losing it on this 8th grader. And I was
But
like,
to give you credit, though, you were substituting in West Memphis, Tennessee, and that is one of the worst places. The school district there is
let me tell
terrible.
you, what saved me that day was Miss Medea next door. And I'm telling you, that's who it reminded me of. She was the most wonderfulest lady in the world. But she walked in there and she said, "What did I hear you say come out of your mouth, young lady?" And she just sat her down, and you know how Miss Medea would do, talk to these girls, and like she's gonna smack the piss out of you, and you.
It's where you gotta
And
be
I
in
was
those
sitting
school
here, and
districts,
I'm
honey.
like, "I love you. You're such a godsend." And after that, I was like, she's like, "Honey, they won't give you another bother." And she said, "Listen here." She says, "It's Miss," and she said my last name.
You
Comes next
literally
door?
were teaching or subbing in an inner city school.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't think you knew exactly what you were getting yourself
I
into.
got called names that I was,
Mm.
oh. And anyway, but the best,
Middle school, to me, middle school is actually worse than high school.
I love middle schoolers.
nope, elementary.
I love 'em.
I love elementary. Anything below 3rd grade, I loved them. Anything
Why
above,
do you think the teachers always email me whenever there's a volunteer that they need? They're like, Gina, you volunteer? I'm like, heck yeah, I've got it. I love it. I'm like, I'd be there every day. Send that me.
see, Gina is like the PTA queen over here. I'm like one of those, I've been invited to do PTA stuff, and I'm like, oh, hell no.
Well, see, that's the thing is the PTA hates me.
Really?
They don't like me. Yes. Because I'm weird. Because the kids actually like me.
Did you not make the correct healthy amount of snacks? Is that what happened?
Listen, the teachers love me. The kids love me. PTA hates me. The PTA think I'm weird. I know they think I'm weird because they look at me weird.
I was that by thinking it was PTO.
No, it's
Pay time off.
pay time off, honey. I'm a member of the PTA, and I have helped the PTA many times, but I always catch them staring at me like
you're not part of the Sanford life. Yeah, I
yes,
get it.
like I'm not, I'm on the outs, and which is fine. I don't care, but I don't know if it's jealousy. Like they're like the kids always listen to Gina,
probably
and
are.
everybody loves Gina. Maybe that's what it is. That's what I'm gonna say it is. Whatever. You can think I'm weird. I don't
It's
care.
just like
Your
it's
kids love me.
because your kids can see the inner child in you, and they're like, I can actually get along with this person.
She's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to make things fun.
Because
And-
you're not judgmental.
Like
No,
Cyrus,
no.
Cyrus's friends, they all love me. They absolutely love me, and I think it's because I just tell them how it is, but I'm not mean to them. Like I'm one of those. Okay, this sounds bad. I can't like I'll meet some of his friends, and I know who I can handle at my house. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, and Cyrus will say, "Hey, can so and so come to my house?" I'm like, "Oh, no, no, nope."
I've never had to worry about that, but I can say, like, I don't know. It's most of the kids really like me. They listen to me. But I'll give you an example. So we had the Oregon Trail thing that they needed volunteers for at school when the kids actually had like they use a cross country path or whatever around the school to do the Oregon Trail, and the parents or volunteers or whatever were like different stations, or they were the different scenarios that would happen for the Oregon Trail. All you had to do was show up, and they would give you like cards to give to the kids once their pod, the different groups or whatever come to you. I dressed up. I put a hat. I put a cowboy hat on. I had my whole cowboy regalia on. And I talked in the biggest southern accent. I'm like, "What are you youngins doing out here?" And they're like, "What?"
So
And
you
so my
was really playing your role with
I
what you're
was playing my role, and it's so funny because all the sixth graders pretty much know me because that's what I get more involved in, obviously, because my son's right. But so when the sixth graders got up to, they're like, oh my gosh, and I would like half out and stuff. I'm like, all right, I gotta get serious, don't I? No, it's just was saying like, what are you varmints doing out here?
Yeah, they
God.
were loving that. They were
Oh, they
definitely.
were. And so, oh no, Melissa. So this one little kid had an afro out to here. Love this kid. Oh my god! One of these days I'm gonna have to figure out his name. But he come up to me. He said, "Miss Riley, you think I could try on that hat?" And I'm like, "Honey, you can try on my hat." And he's like, "I ain't wear this thing." I said, "Well, that hair, I don't know." But it was so cute. So he said that, and he had the big afro. I mean, a massive afro. And it was just like balanced on top of it. And everybody was laughing. Oh my God. It was great. But it was fun. And see, that's what
Yeah.
I try to relate
Yeah.
to
I
the other
like
thing. So, like, so they'll ask B-Man, they'll be like, is your mom coming? You know, is your mom coming?
That's cool.
You're like, oh
Cyrus
no.
is the
Yeah.
complete opposite. He's like, Mom,
Well,
please do not come. Please do not come.
I'm the cool mom.
No, mine is starting to like girls a lot. And he hangs out with a lot of girls. So he doesn't want his mom around.
You're gonna be in so much trouble, girl. Oh my
He's
God.
gorgeous. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, so
Not my
It's-
man. My B-man, he's all about
I'm
the
just-
boys. Girls are yucky.
I'm just okay. So this episode is completely crazy. We went from talking about exercise to Melissa's work, where she does all kinds of selling and
Well, I think we're going to
stuff,
end up
but-
having to actually split this into 2 episodes because we've gone quite a while.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's just funny because we jumped.
Well, that's good though. That means that we've
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff to deal with, you know, or
You know,
use.
that's what I said. I don't think we have a problem with winging it.
No. Hell, just we can talk about all kinds of stupid shit. And I think a lot of people would
Much
actually sit around
rather-
and listen to our,
Yeah, it's more entertaining.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
especially because it's more natural. It flows normally. Whereas when we're actually doing something that we've thought of, we're like, and the bitch put it on a stick. Have you ever used a stick, Melissa? You know, like,
And she's just like,
what
Yeah.
about you, Cynthia?
and
How's your stick? You know,
what were we talking
Stupid.
about again?
we're talking about
No,
kids.
I'm talking
Oh, about the stick.
about the stick and how
Yes, how's your stick, Melissa, Cynthia?
it's massive.
Your Spanish stick.
I knew that was coming. I knew. I was like,
What?
Sorry.
Jalapeno honesty? Massive stick.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Where is he, by the way?
Who?
Your man.
Huh?
Yes. Si, senora.
Eh? Speaking. Hey, he's
Hey,
probably
Pablo.
he's probably somewhere in the back of the house. Do
You should tell him to
something.
come here and do his voice for us.
He probably
Off
won't.
screen.
His name.
Let's see. Let me see if I can get his.
Si, senora.
See if I know it.
Off screen. Tell me he doesn't have to get on screen. He
Okay.
can be off
Yeah.
screen.
What?
Let's see if I can get his attention.
I can't get over Jason.
Oh, by the way. Oh, yeah. Look at Jay's burn. And that poor mustache. Oh, my God.
I know.
I taught Cynthia's son a curse word the other day in Spanish.
Yes,
Oh.
and he's been using it.
I knew it.
Yeah, he's sound like that witch laugh. What did you teach him?
Culo. Es culo. It's not. I didn't teach him the bad one. This one's not. This is very.
Do you know what that is?
prepared.
Did she tell you what that is?
No.
Ass. It just means ass.
Oh.
It's like donkey.
He's already
ass.
saying gat a lot. Now she taught him how to say ass in Spanish, and I'm sitting here.
He's not saying punta, is
Not
he?
yet. Give it time.
Now that one I know.
Oh, I know that one too.
Yes.
Let's see.
No, I taught him culo.
Yeah.
That's all I taught him. I said, es madre, es madre tu culo, or something like that. Your mother is an ass.
I figured he
I
was
can't
going to
speak
say it with-
Spanish.
I figured he was going to add grande in front of it.
Yeah, something like that. Large ass. La madre es mucho grande culo.
He won't do it. He's too shy.
Call him a
So I
bitch.
said to him, I'm
Anyway.
like, hey, can you do your impressions for our podcast? You don't have to be on the screen. He's like, no.
You can't
I
just
said, how about...
tell him, say, what's the matter? You got performance anxiety?
And he said, I said, how about you can record it on here and I'll just play it, through my phone. And he's like, no.
No.
Tell him that Gina said that. Does he have performance anxiety?
Say Gina asked,
Gina,
do you have performance
asked
anxiety?
if you have...
Dance, monkey, dance.
performance anxiety.
Oh, no, that was funny.
But it's okay, because we're going to have to call it anyway. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Perform.
He's replying.
Oh, no. I bet if I asked Adam to come in here and do something, would.
He went, PP so small? I'm going to say, no, say it in word.
Oh my gosh, he's so
Say,
stinking
nay,
funny.
nay, monsieur.
Say, Melissa's begging.
Melissa wants it so bad.
Yeah.
I
He
want
said-
hot dog
he
so
said, Pretty
bad.
sure I just heard your sisters laugh over your headset from in here.
All right, Melissa, do your best Coolidge impression.
Coolidge. I can't. I never could do
Come
that.
on.
I've
Cynthia,
never
you
been
do
able
your
to
best
talk
Coolidge.
What's a Coolidge?
Melissa Coolidge.
Uh,
Yeah. How would a hot dog so bad?
Oh
I
my
can't do it.
god! No, I can't do her. I'm horrible at any kind of impressions. I
Impressions?
cannot do
Yeah,
impressions.
I can't do it.
I can't even do a Southern impression, and I sound Southern.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm all that good at it either, but I like to try. I don't have performance anxiety.
No, you do not.
I dance. I'm a good monkey.
She's a
I
show
like
like that.
That's
She's
right.
nobody puts her on a leash. She'll stay on it.
That's right.
She'll come right back and still perform.
I'm just blunt.
I'll dance for that banana. Mm.
Did you just dance to it?
Yeah.
She did. And I just in her Hello Kitty shirt.
Yeah, you like my Hello Kitty?
I do like your Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
I got a turtle on.
I like turtles.
I got so many compliments on my turtle today, and I was like, well, thank you.
Actually, they are nesting on St. Augustine Beach right now.
Oh my god, I would love to see that.
What does your
I just
shirt
feel
say?
right.
Melissa?
Me? I'll bring the alibi.
That's what she
Huh?
said earlier. Oh my god.
I didn't see her shirt,
Yeah.
so.
I was on a girls' trip, and this was my shirt that they made for me. I bring the alibi.
Was this a.
That
Well-
is totally you, though. You're not the one that brings trouble. You're just the one that brings alibis. You're like, I'll keep the secret, and
Yeah.
I'll say whatever you tell me to say.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
I mean, you're having a discussion afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, listen. Remember that time we went karaokeing?
In
Was-
Lexington?
Yes.
Yes.
What happened at this
Oh, God.
karaoke?
I thought we were going to end up getting a fight that night.
Yeah, we had, and this man, he was saying, I would say he was in his 60s, don't you think?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah, for
had
sure.
this button-up shirt and had a pocket, and he walks over. Now, he's walking around singing, okay?
Mhm.
But he comes up to us, and he goes, do you want to see my pocket pussy? And I was like, what? Excuse me?
I was over there going,
Yeah. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, do you want to see my pocket pussy? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to leave already. We hadn't been there a
yeah.
long time. And he reaches in his pocket and pulls out a little kitten, stuffed kitten, like a stuffed animal kitten in his pocket. That was his way of coming on to women.
Breaking the ice.
Breaking the
Yeah.
ice in the bar.
That was his icebreaker. And it was terrible. But then, so we were there with Stephanie and Debbie. And Stephanie and Debbie is like, as soon as we got there, they were turning it up, man. And me and Melissa were just sitting there like, oh God.
Yeah.
they're gonna be a handful tonight. And they were.
It's funny. The two
They
middle
were.
ones were the wild ones, and the oldest and the youngest of the four was the responsible ones. That's funny.
Yeah, me and Melissa just looked at each other like, oh God, here we go.
It was like, yeah, here goes the night. But when
Here
that
we
guy,
go.
I keep
and of course, the other two were all into that conversation, making him 10 times worse. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
they were egging him on, man.
yeah, and I'm like, you need to go on because, yeah,
no one wants that
You're a
pocket
nasty
pussy.
man. I mean,
Yeah. And every time he would say something, he would look at Melissa, and like every time, like he would look at Melissa, Melissa would say something smart ass to him, and I was dying. I was dying. She
I
would,
couldn't-
and
I couldn't
eventually he
stand
got
that.
the hint.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you need to go lay down somewhere. And no joke, which he did do, he was on the stage singing, laying in the floor, holding the microphone, laying
Yeah.
on his
Could he
back,
carry a note though?
singing. No,
No.
no.
Those are the
You
best.
can tell this guy probably goes there every night, though. Like, he knew everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he sees a table
new
of
girls.
good-looking, new girls that have never been there. So he's like, oh. And I'm like, oh, God.
He was disgusting.
Yes, he
I
was
have to
nasty.
say I've never experienced that, and I'm glad.
I've
Well,
never.
whatever you do, don't go with the other two. Because they'll turn it up, girl. They will turn it up and you'll be going,
I'm too old for that. I might have a drink, but that's about it. I'm usually driving, so I'm always
I
very
wanted to
responsible.
go karaokeing with the girls and have fun karaoke. But then what it ended up being was me and Melissa babysitting. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go.
Yeah,
you know?
and here those two want to come and visit me because they found out I have a karaoke bar here in Knoxville, and they're like,
Girl, well, I mean, to tell you, we're warning you right now. Stephanie, Debbie, give her hell, honey. Give her hell.
"No, I'll just leave their asses there. They can Uber."
There you go. Man, I wish they had Ubers back in that day. Oh my God. Me and Melissa would have.
So
We'd be like,
unlike you ladies, I am not a babysitter type.
Well, I can honestly say I don't think they would do it anymore. I don't
Probably
think they
not.
would.
Maybe Stephanie.
Stephanie might still, but not
Maybe Stephanie. Especially if she continues working these 12-hour shifts every day.
Especially if Kim's there. What are you talking?
Kim never goes anywhere no more. So she got married, she stays at home.
But if you get her to go,
Oh,
her and her sister-in-law, if
Wow.
you're listening, they get turned up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They get turned
God.
up.
All right, Katie.
I could not drink like that. I never
I
could.
never could. I never
I
could.
could. I
Just the
have.
smell of the alcohol.
The last time I
I'm
got
not-
turned like that was when my friend Rebecca.
Last time I got turned. That's a southern thing that only you'll hear in the south. Last time I got turned. Why does that sound sexual?
No.
You know?
Only you, I think. But my friend Rebecca, she came to visit, so we took her to Nashville.
Oh, of course, Rebecca would get you tart.
So, yeah, Rebecca. Anyway, so me and her and Ryan went out on the town on the strip there in Nashville and did the bar hopping and was drinking. And that whole day I had wine to hard liquor to beer, you name it. And next thing I know, I am shit faced. And
I'll have to tell you, girls, about the time I took Mom to the Hard Rock Hotel, or the Hard Rock Cafe in Memphis, and she got so drunk. And it wasn't my fault, okay? Okay, it was partially my fault.
You probably snuck up on her too, and she didn't realize.
No, honey, there was a cute bartender who was flirting with Mom that entire night. The boy couldn't have been older than 27, 28, maybe 30 if they're really, pushing it. And he was like, you want to try this drink? This is my special drink. And Mom was like,
She's gonna kill you.
It's okay. She'll tell you about it. And yeah, she was he just kept giving them to her too. And she could look at me and I'm like, Mom, go ahead, it's on my tab. She ran up like a $200 bill.
Holy crap.
And specialized mixed drinks. And that bartender kept looking at me and he was like, you sure you don't want that, Johnny? I'm like, no, just give me a Dr. Pepper. I'll be just fine. We'll just go ahead and drive home. So, but yeah, she had fun though. She had a lot of fun. And that's what I was trying to give her. I was trying to give her a fun time. So, but it was so funny because she was like, I don't care if you're just trying to get drinks out of me or what. I'm gonna eat this up. And she did, girl.
Didn't she gets sauced on sake once?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if sauce is the word, but she got buzzed.
Really good on mead once, which was really funny.
Oh, that mead. Oh yeah.
And ever since then, she's like, Gina, where you'll get me some more of that mead.
It's so hard to find that stuff, man. It's
I've
so
never
good
had
though.
it. I've never had it.
There's some mead that is strong.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, ooh, but depending on what kind you get, especially if it's fairly, like it's not super old. I don't know the word to explain it. See, I don't drink, but it tastes more like honey than it does alcohol.
Sweet.
It's so good.
You don't realize how strong it is until you stand up and you're like, whoa.
It creeps up on you, man. Yeah, you'll be sitting there, you're like, nothing. I've drank 3 glasses of this. And you go to stand up and you're like, why is the floor coming
It reminds
up here?
me of how Jaeger is to me. Jaeger bombs. Ooh, next thing you know, you're good.
And it tastes so good.
Jaeger.
Like it's honey mead, but you would think it would just taste like straight up honey, like honey syrup. But it don't. It's got a hint of honey, but it also has like, I don't know.
It's like a strong wine to me. That's what
it's like it's like a
Is
white,
it really
sweet wine.
Is it really, really sweet?
It depends on which kind you get. Some are really sweet, some are not. So
it reminds me.
Some are not sweet at all. They're dry as frig.
It reminds me of like a sweet Moscato, but more of a burn to it. That's what it reminds me of. If you have a really good one.
Now, if you're looking to try one, the one that I can think of from that off the top of my head is called Viking's Blood, and they sell that at most liquor stores. And that one's more of a dry.
Don't get the white one. I don't like the white one. The black one.
No, get the red one.
Or the red. Yeah. There's 3 different ones. There's a white bottle, a red bottle, and a black bottle. The black one's my favorite.
Did you say Viking
the black
blood?
and the red.
Viking
blood.
Really
Blood.
I gotta look see if that's what somebody gave me. Hang on a minute.
But I gotta see.
We've been doing this for over an hour now. Over like 2 hours.
This too, right? We can place.
When I have
we can
to.
upload
There's no way,
another
no.
episode next week.
I can't see it. It's up at the top of the cabinet and I can't reach it.
You
Well, get Jenna to get
Yeah,
it.
she's tall.
It's a lot. I have a lot of wine up here that was.
You might have it. It's fairly common nowadays. It comes in a
Somebody
really cool
bought me
bottle.
for my 50th. They bought me. I got 2 bottles of wine, and I still haven't cracked them open. So,
Well, okay, Viking's Blood comes in different, like she said, different colors or whatever. Not every one is a honey mead.
No.
There's the black bottle, I'm pretty sure is a honey mead, and so is the red. But the white bottle, I think, is not. I think it's a sparkling wine, an Alvin Blanc or whatever the hell it's called.
it should say right on the bottle, right?
It does. It does.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to
But
look at
Here, I'll show you what it looks like.
I flat refuse to buy any more wine because there's so much of it here. I've gotten where I can't really drink it. It gives me headaches. I can have one glass and I can start feeling a headache.
Yeah.
No, I don't have that. No,
That's
I don't
fine.
have that
That's
one.
what. It's really good.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a honey
What's
mead.
it
But
say?
that's
How much did it say
It's
for a bottle?
$36.99.
Oh,
But
wow.
this is
Yeah.
you're ordering
So-
it online. Normally
Yeah.
it's about $22. It's not that. It
$27.
depends on the
still pretty
size,
high.
but it's really good.
It's really good, and it's definitely not a table wine, at least not in my opinion. It's a mead, which means you only want to drink it when you're eating medium steak or something like that. Something that's got a really sharp taste to it. It kind of helps mellow a lot of meals out, but it's it's not your just sipping wine. It's a special occasion wine, sort
Okay,
of.
the
Maybe that's
wine-
what I'll
the
do tonight.
mead I have to try to find it, but it's imported from Switzerland, and you can't find it in the south. You can only find it up north. Let's see if I can find it.
Did you see that?
And
No.
somehow, what? No, I didn't.
Did you stop it?
No.
Anyway, we'll insert it in here in the video. She finds
It's
it.
so good though.
It'll be right below her face if she finds it. And Cynthia can edit that in.
I don't know how to edit that in. You have to do it.
Oh my god.
Can AI do it?
No.
Why can't an AI do it?
Because AI is still new.
What the world? What the world?
What the heck was
What are
that?
you listening to? What was
I
that?
just picked up my phone and the videos popped up.
It didn't sound like
I guess I
what
had-
kind of
I had
videos.
Facebook open apparently.
Sound like some explicit stuff going on there, Melissa.
It really
No.
did.
Do you want
Was
to
that a
see?
pocket pussy?
No, it's an old memory. It's an old memory that popped up. Maybe, maybe not. I can't show it.
Don't worry about it. Because we're gonna have to call it. What the heck?
Kodak when he was in Tup.
Aw, it's a
Yes.
bumper.
That's what popped up. I just opened my phone and it was playing.
Well, thank y'all for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the show today. If I was rambling on and on and on and on and on instead of being an idiot. Anyway, I hope you guys join us later. And don't forget to leave a comment. If you'd like to support us, head on over to Patreon, and we will see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Adios.
Bye.
Hey.